Tigers high school girls soccer team. Miss Katie Boardman with the rest of the coaches, players, and staff.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's best of girls soccer right here on Spuds TV. As we bring you tonight the St. Cloud Tech Tigers against your Moorhead Spuds. St. Cloud Tech comes in with a record of 0-2-1. Losses to Wilmer and Bemidji, and they tied Alexandria in their last game. But Bemidji and Alexandria both unbeaten this year, so definitely a strong schedule to start for the Tigers from St. Cloud Tech. And your Spuds come in with a blistering start at 4-0. They have outscored opponents 47-0 to start the year. They have wins over Ricori, Sauk Rapids Rice, St. Cloud Apollo, and Wilmer. The only home game being against Sauk Rapids Rice. We had that for you on Spuds TV. And the dynamic duo of Maria Zanotti and Olivia Watson up front for the Spuds has proved to be a good one, as they are top two in the state currently with goals. Olivia Watson leads the state with 26. Maria Zanotti trails behind her with 13, as they combine for 39 of the 47 goals for the Spuds this season. They also both lead the state in assists, as Maria Zanotti has 10 and Olivia Watson with 7 of her own. Go over starting lineups for both teams as we get underway here. St. Cloud Tech will play it back. St. Cloud Tech will start Faith Miller, Ella Murphy, Sophie Lynn, Abby Wright, Mackenzie Oaksa, Grace Davidson, Megan Bartlett, Molly Bergstrand, Grace Schlater, Chloe Keller, Jana Benson. Moorhead will go with the same starting lineup as we saw last time with Allie Peters, Sydney Tweeton, Summer Carlson, Lila Stanley, Caden Sharp, Ellie Feeney, Maria Zanotti, Olivia Watson, Chloe Strom, Kate Casabot, and Emily Suk up in net. Now it'll be Kate Casabot to pass it back to Zanotti. Her shot will be deflected inside the box. Now it'll be taken out by St. Cloud Tech's Molly Bergstrand along the near sideline. Into the middle of the field it goes, and that pass is intercepted by Moorhead's Chloe Strom. Pass taken in by Watson, given over to Zanotti. Zanotti just outside the box. Her shot is over the top of the net, and it will be a goal kick for the Tech Tigers. So it will be a goal kick now. That is Abby Wright in net for the Tigers. Third pass is taken in by Olivia Watson. She takes it through a couple Tiger defenders into the box, sidesteps one, and her shot is past the goalie and in for a goal. Olivia Watson with her 27th goal of the year right there. A nice play by her. And gets the Spuds on the board early, as they are up 1-0 now on the Bell Bank scoreboard. So Olivia Watson picking up right where she left off on Tuesday. The Spuds got the win over Wilmer. That game was being played in Wilmer, as we had the boys game for you here on Spuds TV. But the Lady Spuds won 6-0 on Tuesday, with Watson and Zanotti doing all the scoring. Olivia Watson with 5 goals, and Zanotti with 1 to get the Spuds the victory, 6-0 over Wilmer. And Watson's on the board here early in the first half. The Spuds lead 1-0. Not even 2 minutes into the game. Chloe Strom there with the interception for Moorhead. Chloe Strom having a nice season as well so far. She is currently 4th in the state in assists. That's Olivia Watson who takes it by the defenders, and another shot will be just wide for Olivia Watson. That ball was tipped off of the St. Cloud Tech defender, and that will be a Spud Boosters corner kick. Zanotti quickly gets it into Watson. She carries into the box, looking for Kate Casaba, but that pass will be too strong and taken out by Molly Bergstrand. Strom 4th in the state with assists. She has 5. Most teams she would probably be leading, but with Zanotti and Watson both top 2 in the state in goals and assists, she'll have to settle for 4th as Zanotti's pass goes into the middle of the box, and that'll be kicked out by Tech's Chloe Keller. Well played to Caden Sharp, over to Maria Zanotti, and she'll get over to Kate Casabud. Casabud will dribble it out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for the St. Cloud Tech Tigers. Again, the Tigers' last 2 games both come against unbeaten teams in Bemidji and Alexandria, as they fell to Bemidji but tied Alexandria to bring them to a record of 0-2-1. Watson carries it in the middle of the field for the Spuds. She was looking for Zanotti, but goaltender Abby Wright will come out and pick up the ball for the Tigers. A chilly and windy night from Jim Goda Stadium. An earlier start tonight at 5 p.m. opposed to the usual 7 o'clock start time on an overcast day here in Moorhead, Minnesota. If you have watched some of our previous broadcasts on Spuds TV, if you're wondering why the benches have been moved around, it's the same for the boys' game on Tuesday. It's so that when the referees are running by, the line judges don't come in contact with any of the players. So the referees run from the 50 to the end line on their respective sides and never run by one of the team's benches. That's Moorhead's Sydney Tweeton, carries up the field, and she gives off to Olivia Watson. And Watson gives off to Zanotti. Zanotti finds Kate Casabud, and she'll carry it in just outside the box. She passes to Maria Zanotti, and her shot is past the goaltender and in for a goal. A nice pass there by Kate Casabud. She will get the assist, and Maria Zanotti extends this Spuds lead to 2-0 on the Bellbank scoreboard.
Moorhead Spud goal scorer number 13, Maria Zanotti.
So as I stated in the opener, Zanotti and Watson doing most of the heavy lifting for the goal scoring for the Spuds, and they continue that here in this game, each with a goal apiece. The Spuds lead 2-0. That'll be Sydney Tweeton. She'll give over to Caden Sharp. Sharp finds Maria Zanotti. Zanotti to Olivia Watson. Defended there by Tech's Jana Benson. That'll be out of bounds, and Ellie Feeney will take the throw in for the Moorhead Spuds. Feeney passes to Chloe Strom, and she'll get it right back along the far sideline. Feeney will stop and pass back to Strom. She fires it towards the box of St. Cloud Tech. And that'll be Abby right there to pick it up for the Tigers. So 2 quick goals have the Spuds on the board here early, up 2-0. So we're just over 5 minutes into the game. That pass up to Sydney Tweeton, and she'll tap it over to Maria Zanotti. Zanotti finds Watson. Watson dribbles into the box now and settles it down. Watson finds Caden Sharp. That ball bounced back out to Chloe Strom. She gives off to Kate Casabud, who finds Olivia Watson, but taken away there by Molly Bergstrand of the Tigers. Ball played now back to Watson. She makes a move, gives back to her teammate Kate Casabud outside the box. Casabud finds Zanotti. Zanotti sidesteps one defender but couldn't avoid the next. That'll be played up to Molly Bergstrand. Her pass will be taken away by Chloe Strom. Ellie Feeney passes towards the middle of the field. Now will be kicked away by Bergstrand and taken in by Allie Peters. Peters, one of the defenders on this Moorhead team, certainly not to be overlooked, as they have yet to allow a goal this year. Although the scoring has been impressive, some might say the defense has been just as impressive, with goalie Emily Sukup and her defenders in front of her yet to allow a goal on the sheet so far. That'll be a foul just outside the St. Cloud Tech box, and Moorhead will take a free kick. Yet another scoring opportunity here for the Spuds early on. And Zanotti will line out to take the free kick just outside the box. Referee blows the whistle, and Zanotti will fire it in the box, and it'll be off the hands of the St. Cloud Tech goaltender. That's Abby Wright, and off the goalpost. Now it'll be out of bounds for a Moorhead throw-in. So a nice save there by Abby Wright of the Tigers to keep this game at 2-0. She had to dive and outstretch her arms and deflect that shot from Zanotti. Zanotti with a well-placed shot, but just better goaltending by Wright. That went off the goalpost and now out of bounds for another Moorhead Spud throw-in. We brought you the boys' game this Tuesday as they squared off against Wilmer as well. They're victorious in that one, and they picked up another victory last night in St. Cloud against these Tech Tigers. The boys' team winning that game last night 3-2. Peters plays it back to goalie Emily Sukup. Now Peters back with it, and she dribbled it towards the middle of the field. Peters' pass is intercepted there by Tech's Mackenzie Oksa. There'll be a foul there on Moorhead. There'll be a free kick for the Tech Tigers as just a couple of raindrops coming down. Hopefully that holds off, as we are safe up here in the booth, but I'm sure the players would appreciate if the rain stayed away. And that ball will be booted out by Moorhead Summer Carlson. And now it'll be Lila Stanley who gets it back out towards midfield to Faith Miller. That ball dribbled into the box, but kicked away by Summer Carlson, and then again by Caden Sharp, and now Ellie Feeney will boot it out. She'll get it to Sydney Tweeton, who just fires it towards the middle of the field and ends up with Maria Zanotti. Spuds on the counterattack now as Maria Zanotti carries it into Tiger territory. She'll make a move on the defender and try and pass to Olivia Watson, but that will be taken in by goalie Abby Wright. So a nice play there for the Spuds as Watson streaking towards the net. Zanotti tries to find her, but another nice save there by goaltender Abby Wright. Keep our score at 2-0. That'll be played all the way back to Moorhead's defender, Summer Carlson. And goalie Emily Sukup plays up. That'll be kicked out of bounds. Not out of bounds. That'll be up to Molly Bergstrand from Grace Schlater. But now back to Caden Sharp. She'll get over to Chloe Strom. Strom fights with Mackenzie Oksa along the far sideline. That'll be out of bounds. And Strom will take the throw-in for the Spuds, as the fans here at Jim Goda Stadium take out their umbrellas as the rain comes down. But we play on the field, with Moorhead leading 2-0 on the Bell Bank scoreboard. That'll be Olivia Watson there to pick it up now, and she'll give over to Maria Zanotti. Zanotti looking for Watson again, but deflected there off of Grace Schlater, and now it'll be Watson who settles it down outside the box. Gets past one Tech defender, but can't get past the second. That's Faith Miller there to make the play. That'll be kicked out of bounds for a Moorhead throw-in. And into the game now for the Spuds will be number 19, Ella Rice, and number 18, Haley Clem. So they'll replace Kate Casabud and Allie Peters. And into the game for St. Cloud Tech will be number 7, Taylor Myers. Summer Carlson gives up to Maria Zanotti. Zanotti sidesteps a defender, gets by another and looks for Olivia Watson. That'll be kicked back out towards midfield. And Lila Stanley's there to give it up to Chloe Strom. Finds Sydney Tweeton. Tweeton's defended there by Grace Schlater. Her pass will be intercepted by Haley Clem. And that'll be Sydney Tweeton for the Spuds, who sends back to Clem. Caden Sharp Looking for Maria Zanotti. Her pass is too strong, and it'll be kicked out of bounds by Schlater. And Clem is there to take throw-in. Clem's throw-in off of Sydney Tweeten over to Ella Rice, and now Caden Sharp. Watson with a touch pass there to Tweeten. She puts it between a defender's legs. She carries into the box, but swarmed there. But Tweeten still with the ball on her feet, gives back to Maria Zanotti. Her left-footed shot is just wide, and it will be a goal kick for the St. Cloud Tech Tigers. Moorhead with, again, another good scoring chance there, but Zanotti's left-footed kick just wide of the net. And St. Cloud will take the goal kick. So Abby Wright will fire it out of her own box. She'll get it to her teammate, Sofia Villalobos. Now Taylor Myers. Her pass goes out of bounds. So it'll be Ellie Feeney there to take the throw in. Lila Stanley sends over to Haley Clem, and she'll get up to Maria Zanotti. Zanotti makes a move past one defender, and she'll settle it down now just outside the box as she sidesteps and goes between another one, but cannot avoid the third defender. Nice move there by Maria Zanotti to take it into the box, but she'll be stopped there by Megan Bartlett. And the Spuds will take a throw in. So Zanotti will throw it into Haley Clem, defended there by Molly Brookstrand. And it'll be kicked back out to Summer Carlson. Her pass for Ellie Feeney gives up to Caden Sharper, intercepted there by Chloe Keller. Now that pass intercepted by Ella Rice. That ball will be deflected out of bounds and be a Moorhead throw-in. Haley Clem there to take it for the Spuds. And she'll throw it into Maria Zanotti. Zanotti passes over to Caden Sharp as the rain continues to come down here at Jim Goda Stadium. And a sliding Abby Wright will make the play there. And she will boot it out for the Tigers. That pass intercepted by Haley Clem, but Brookstrand right there to take it from her. That was Sophie Lynn, and gives up again to Brookstrand, but defended there by Summer Carlson. Now Haley Clem takes it along the near sideline for the Spuds. Substitution for the Spuds into the game is number 2, Haley Stordahl. She will replace number 4, Sydney Tweeten.
Substitution in for the Spuds, number 2, Haley Stordahl.
That ball fought for along the far sideline. Now will be taken out by Faith Miller. And then Olivia Watson's there to take it from her, and she carries into the box. And she'll fire it over to Maria Zanotti, who settles it down. Her shot in for a goal. So again, it'll be Maria Zanotti with the goal, her second of the game, coming on a pass from Olivia Watson. And the Spuds will extend their lead to 3-0 on the Bell Bank scoreboard. As the rain coming down, we had to move the cameras inside the booth here to keep them safe from the rain and close the windows. But we play on soccer here. So I apologize if I get any names wrong here. It's getting hard to see through the glass here of the box with the rain coming down, but I will do the best I can for you at home. That'll be a foul there and be a free kick for the St. Cloud Tech Tigers. Free kick taken there. I'll be back into the box. Haley Clem there to take it for the Spuds, and she'll get it out to Maria Zanotti. Zanotti makes a move. She looks for her teammate Olivia Watson. She will track it down and carry it into the box. Watson settles it down inside the box there. She passes back to Haley Stordahl. Stordahl looking for Chloe Strom, but that pass taken away by Sofia Villalobos. She'll fire it out of bounds and be a throw-in for the Moorhead Spuds. Throw in there taken by Mackenzie Oksa. That'll be out of bounds and throw in for Ellie Feeney. Ball fired back into the middle of the field, taken by Haley Clem. She'll dribble it back. Now it'll be Emily Sukup who comes out of the net to make the play and give it up to Ella Rice. Ella Rice gives off to Caden Sharp in the middle of the field. Now she'll find Olivia Watson in past the defenders, but that pass will be too strong. Now will be goaltender Abby Wright there to pick it up for the Tigers. That's Molly Bergstrand along the near sideline, and she'll give it back to her teammate, Grace Schlater. Now will be in the middle of the field and taken by Moorhead's Haley Stordahl, given off to Maria Zanotti. Played back to Haley Clem. And back to Schlater. Schlater will set it up and look for a teammate in the middle of the field, and there'll be Chloe Strom there for the Spuds to take it away. Strom looking for Olivia Watson, but Tech defenders there to send it back out. So now it comes out to Moorhead's Caden Sharp. Sharp gives back to Chloe Strom. Strom fires into the box, and there'll be a sliding Abby right there to make the play. So Wright will have her shoe tied by a teammate. She wears those big goalie mitts, not able to get down their entire shoe, and she will boot it out in the middle of the field. Played off of Moorhead's Caden Sharp. Now it will be Tech's Mackenzie Oksa. She'll give off to Sofia Villalobos on the far sideline, defended there by Ellie Feeney. That's Jana Benson who sends it back into the middle of the field for Tech. Now it'll be Molly Bergstrand. Bergstrand plays up to Sophie Lynn. And now Summer Carlson gives back to goalie Emily Sukup. And Sukup will kick it out of bounds and be a throw-in for the St. Cloud Tech Tigers. A couple of substitutions for the Spuds. Into the game will be number 9, Haley Bedford, and number 17, Grace Bernstrom. It'll be Grace Schlater to take the throw-in. Now it'll be Haley Bedford who gives off to newly entered Grace Bernstrom. Bernstrom's pass taken away by Taylor Myers, and now it'll be Summer Carlson. Carlson moving past a couple Tech defenders. And she gives up to Bernstrom in the middle of the field. Bernstrom's pass looking for Watson, and Watson will eventually get it, and she'll boot it into the air. Played off the head of Grace Schlater and into the arms of Abby Wright. Wright's punt along the near sideline looking for Malin Merrick. Now Haley Clem's throw in from Maria Zanotti will be played back to Grace Schlater. Now will be out of bounds off the Tigers and be a Spuds throw in. we play here with just over 17 minutes to go in the first half. Your Spuds leading 3-0 on the Bell Bank scoreboard. Maria Zanotti with 2 goals and Olivia Watson with the other one to bring us to where we are now. As I mentioned before, the top 2 goal scorers in the state of Minnesota. Watson with her 27th today and Zanotti with her 14th and 15th of the season. Defender Ellie Feeney sends it back to Emily Sukup. Sukup gets it upfield to Haley Bedford. Bedford will find Olivia Watson, but taken away there by Jana Benson. And now it'll be Mackenzie Oaksa, who sends it downfield to Emily Sukup. Sukup will give off to Lila Stanley. Stanley will find Caden Sharp. Sharp's pass looking for Grace Bernstrom will be too strong and be out of bounds. And Jana Benson will be there to take the throw in. That throw in comes into Grace Davidson. She'll play it along the far sideline, but tapped out of bounds there by Moorhead's Lila Stanley, and another Tiger throw in. Caden Sharp plays it up to Maria Zanotti for the Spuds. Zanotti passes up to Watson. Watson being defended by Jana Benson. So Watson carries it into the box now, and her shot on the ground. It'll be just wide of the net. A nice shot there from Olivia Watson, but it'll roll just wide. And it'll be a goal kick for the Tigers. Watson looking for her second goal of the game there. But it'll be a Tiger goal kick. Zanotti takes the goal kick, fires it into the box, and picked up again by goaltender Abby Wright. That is Molly Bergstrand there for the Tigers. But Haley Clem will take it for the Spuds and send it back to goalie Emily Sukup. That ball played off Lila Stanley and given up to Caden Sharp. Sharp along the near sideline. And she'll boot it up, but they'll be again taken in by goaltender Abby Wright. She's been forced several times here in this first half to come out of her net and go scoop up the ball near the edge of the box before a Moorhead forward can get there. And now Grace Bernstrom will play it off to Maria Zanotti, and Zanotti passes to Watson, who touches it back to Zanotti, and that pass will be too strong. Zanotti and Watson playing a little two-person game there back and forth with each other, and it was Wright coming out of her net again to scoop it up, but a good idea there from the Spud forwards. And now it'll be Malin Merrick along the near sideline. She gives off to Taylor Myers. Taylor Myers, one of the twins on this St. Cloud Tech Tigers team. Her twin is Megan Myers. And you've heard me say the name Faith Miller. She also has a sister on the team named Grace. So we have 2 sets of sisters on this Tiger team, the Myers and the Millers. And now it'll be Ellie Feeney into the middle of the field, taken in by Taylor Myers. Myers pass taken in by Summer Carlson. Now it'll be Zanotti. She sends it back to Lila Stanley. Stanley fires it upfield, played there by Madison Neffs, and that'll be off her arm, ruled a handball by the refs, and Watson quickly there to take the free kick. And now Watson plays it just outside the box. She'll dribble to her right, and her shot is deflected. And I'll roll towards the corner and out the end line for a Spud Boosters corner kick. Maria Zanotti there to take the corner kick for the Spuds. They lead 3-0 with 12.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Zanotti's corner kick into the box, off the head of Olivia Watson, off the crossbar, and now a sprawling Abby Wright was there to pick up the ball for the St. Cloud Tech Tigers. Another nice pass there from Maria Zanotti as her corner kick came into the box, and Olivia Watson put it off her head, but it was just a little bit too high off the crossbar, off a couple of Tech defenders, and scooped up by Abby Wright. Caden Sharp gives off to looking for Haley Bedford, but that pass intercepted by Malin Merrick. The ball will be played now back to Haley Clem, and she'll give off to Summer Carlson. Carlson will play it all the way back to goaltender Emily Sukup. Sukup finds Ellie Feeney along the far sideline. Feeney's pass kicked away there by Madison Neffs. Now it'll be Lila Stanley along the far sideline. Taken away there, and it'll be Grace Davidson for the Tigers. She gives off to Molly Bergstrand. Her touch is too strong, and Emily Sukup is there to scoop it up and punt it back out to the middle of the field for the Spuds. That ball played off the head of Jana Benson, and now it'll be Olivia Watson. Watson sidesteps a couple of defenders. She looked to pass to Zanotti, but that pass was deflected there. It'll be played along the near sideline by Malin Merrick. Now it'll be Taylor Myers for the Tigers. Ellie Feeney will get it back up to Maria Zanotti. That'll be Tex Madison Neff to track it down. And she will let it roll out of bounds for a throw-in. Back into the game now for the Spuds will be number 16, Kate Casabud, number 3, Allie Peters, and number 19, Ella Rice. And a whole bunch of Tigers sub back in. As we are 3/4 of the way into this first half. 10 minutes to play on the scoreboard. Your Spuds leading 3-0. And that ball will be played back to Maria Zanotti. Zanotti looking for Ella Rice. And that pass will be deflected. And out of bounds and ruled a corner kick for the Moorhead Spuds. A Spud Boosters corner kick. Their last one resulted in a header off of Watson and off the crossbar. And they'll see if they can capitalize here with another nice pass from Zanotti. She is set to take the corner kick. Zanotti will line it up and fire it into the box. That'll be headed out by a St. Cloud Tech defender, and now to Kate Casabud, but it'll be taken away there by Malin Merrick. And now Allie Peters gets it back for the Spuds, and it'll be played back to Caden Sharp. Sharp up to Casabud. Now Allie Peters again. Peters over to Ella Rice, and she looks for Maria Zanotti. That ball will be kicked out of bounds and be a Moorhead Spud throw-in. Casabud throws into Olivia Watson. She carries it into the box. Swarmed by a host of defenders there for the Tigers, but she gets it back and finds her teammate Zanotti, who sidesteps a defender. Her left-footed shot is in for a goal. That is the third of the day for Maria Zanotti, and another assist goes to Olivia Watson. The second goal in a row for the Spuds. Those two have connected on. So that'll be Zanotti's third goal of the day and her 16th on the year. As we play with just over 8 minutes here in the first half, your Spuds now leading 4-0 on the Bell Bank scoreboard. Again, it's been all Watson and Zanotti doing the scoring here for the Spuds, as they now have 43 of the 51 Spud goals this year. That'll be a foul on Moorhead. That'll be a free kick taken by Tech's Grace Schlater. Into the box now, but kicked right into the arms of Emily Sukup. That was Malin Merrick. Sukup there to make the save. That'll be played back out now to Kate Casabud. Casabud fires it upfield. But a couple Tech defenders there to take it, and Olivia Watson applies the pressure and now gives it up to Maria Zanotti. Zanotti into the box, but a trailing Tiger there to take it away from her. Her pass will be out of bounds. That's Tech's Chloe Keller. She looked to give it up to Malin Merrick. That pass out of bounds and be a throw-in for Allie Peters. Lila Stanley plays it back up now to Olivia Watson. She gives off to Ella Rice. Watson again with it now, and she looks over to Caden Sharp, but that pass will be too strong and be out of bounds, and a Tiger throw-in. Schlater there to take the throw-in, played off the feet of Maria Zanotti. Now it'll be Tech's Grace Davidson. Zanotti takes it away from her and carries it into the box. She will cross it in, looking for Olivia Watson. Now it'll be kicked out of bounds by a Tech Tiger and be a throw-in there for Moorhead. That ball will be booted right back again out of bounds. And on a throw-in for the Spuds as Kate Casabud fires it in to Allie Peters. Maria Zanotti again with it now. She'll get it cross field to Ellie Feeney. And now it'll be played back to Chloe Keller of the Tigers. That is Tech's Grace Davidson. She fires up the far sideline. Now that pass to the middle of the field, but goaltender Emily Sukup is there, and she'll pass it up to Kate Casabud. Casabud along the near sideline. She'll be defended there by Malin Merrick. They'll be out of bounds off of her and be another Moorhead Spud throw-in. Casabud gives back to Summer Carlson. Carlson over to Lila Stanley. Stanley up to Ella Rice, and she taps it over to Caden Sharp. The pass will be booted away by Jana Benson, and now will be Ellie Feeney. And now Ella Watsky for the Spuds. Ella Rice looking for Olivia Watson, but now will be played back to Ellie Feeney, and she'll give up to Lila Stanley. Stanley's pass upfield off the head of Chloe Keller. And now it'll be Allie Peters who gives off to Kate Casabud along the sideline in front of the Moorhead bench. And now it'll be Maria Zanotti. Zanotti sidesteps Keller. Gets by another Tech defender, but that is Jana Benson there to take it away from her. And that'll be Kate Casabud who fights with her, and that'll be a foul on Moorhead's Casabud, and that will be a free kick for St. Cloud Tech. Free kick taken away by Maria Zanotti. She'll send it cross field to Ellie Feeney, and she immediately gives up to Ella Rice. Sharp plays back to Ella Rice, and now Ellie Feeney fire it cross field. Taken away by Malin Merrick, but it'll be ruled a handball there. And Zanotti will set up to take the free kick for the Spuds. Spuds will get set up, and Zanotti lines it up and fires it into the box. Played off the head there of Jana Benson. That'll be harmlessly kicked out of bounds by Malin Merrick. Now Allie Peters will take the throw in for the Spuds. And we have a substitution for the Spuds. Chloe Strom will come on for Ella Watsky.
Back into the Moorhead Spud lineup, number 15, Chloe Strom.
Zanotti looking for Strom. That'll be deflected off the foot of Chloe Keller and out of bounds, and Peters there again to take the throw in. That'll be played back to Grace Schlater, and her pass sent upfield but taken away by Summer Carlson. Carlson passes all the way back to goaltender Emily Sukup. She'll give it right back to Carlson. Carlson into the middle of the field. She'll pass it over to Ellie Feeney, who gives it up to Olivia Watson. And that'll be kicked out of bounds by Grace Miller. And Olivia Watson will take the throw in for Moorhead. Watson gets it right back off the throw in. Just outside the box, she gives over to Maria Zanotti, who taps it up to Kate Casabud. That'll be a sliding Abby right there to make the stop, and it kind of trickled away from her, and that was defender Malin Merrick there to boot it out of harm's way for the Tigers. Another good scoring chance there for the Spuds as Casabud gets it in the box again, and her shot will be just wide. And it'd be a goal kick for the Tigers. So a couple good scoring chances for the Spuds. Zanotti gave it up to Casabud, and a sliding Abby Wright came in to take that chance away, and ball trickled away from her and was booted out by Merrick, and then another shot there from Casabud, but just wide. And it will be a free kick for the Tigers as Wright plays it in to Grace Schlater. So we played just under a minute here in the first half. The rain continues to come down from Moorhead High School here at Holmrest Field at Jim Goda Stadium. We play on the turf here. So luckily the rain not affecting the field conditions, but definitely making everything wet as the fans all have their umbrellas out. As we're under 30 seconds now to play here in the first half. Now Allie Peters gives up to Maria Zanotti. I'm sure the Spuds just content to take it into halftime here as they possess a lead. And they will do just that. So we will go to the halftime break here at a rainy Jim Goda Stadium with your Spuds leading 4-0 on the Bell Bank scoreboard. We'll be back with more soccer after a 10-minute halftime break.
Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good job, because those who transform themselves from local talent into local folklore are the ones who continually perform beyond their limits. Bell Bank, proudly supporting champions everywhere.
We welcome you back now for the second half of girls soccer here on Spuds TV. I'm joined now by color commentator Carter Castoris. Glad to have you back up here.
Well, I'm glad to be back here.
As your Spuds took a 4-0 lead into the halftime break on the Bell Bank scoreboard. Olivia Watson getting her 27th of the year. That's a state-leading 27. And Maria Zanotti not to be outdone with her second place in the state right now, with her 14th, 15th, and 16th goals of the season, bring us to where we are now at 4-0 Spuds. And we are underway in the second half. That's Sydney Tweeden gives up to Maria Zanotti. That'll be played now along the near sideline to Malin Merrick. She'll give back to Chloe Keller. Keller over to Grace Schlater. Now Tweeden gives back to Summer Carlson, and now will be again Malin Merrick along the near sideline, deflected off of Ellie Feeney and out of bounds for a Tiger throw-in taken by Faith Miller. That ball deflects off of Chloe Strom, and it'll be another Tech Tiger throw-in. They look energized coming out of the halftime break, getting the ball into Spud territory here. That ball will be deflected off a couple of players and taken in by goaltender Emily Sukup. Ball played out now, and Maria Zanotti will take it near midfield. Zanotti dribbles. She looks for Chloe Strom. That will be Jaina Benson there, and she'll kick it out of bounds for a Moorhead Spud throw-in.
Moorhead putting great pressure on the ball right away to start this half, as they've caused the ball to go out 3 times and not really letting the St. Cloud Tech Tigers do anything.
Yeah, Moorhead yet to allow a goal yet this season, and I'm sure they'll be content to just play keep away here in the second half and tap it out of bounds if possible to prevent Tiger scoring chances. And now will be Olivia Watson along the far side of the box there. That'll be ruled a foul on the Tigers, and Watson will set up the free kick almost as if it's a corner kick from the location she's at on the field. She'll fire it into the box. Played out to Maria Zanotti. Zanotti tries to pass back to Watson, but it'll be deflected out of bounds and be a throw in there for the Moorhead Spuds. Watson back to Peters along the far sideline. Peters pass to the middle of the field, taken away by Sophie Lynn, but out of bounds again for another Moorhead Spud throw-in. Ball played over to Moorhead's Caden Sharp. She'll fire it in the middle of the box. That'll be deflected off of Sydney Tweeton there and ruled a handball. So St. Cloud Tech will take a free kick inside their own 18-yard box. That'll be Schlater's free kick as it deflects there off of Malin Merrick. Now Chloe Strom will play it back to Lila Stanley, and she'll get it all the way back to goaltender Emily Sukup. Sukup's pass will be taken in by Kate Casabud along the far sideline. Casabud will give off to Allie Peters. Caden Sharp now gets it back to Kate Casabud. And she'll be tossed to the ground there. It'll be a free kick for the Moorhead Spuds. Casabud lines up the free kick and will fire it in, and that will be taken in by goaltender Abby Wright. Wright making some nice saves in the first half there, having to dive for a couple and outstretch her arms to knock it either off the goalpost or just wide of the net. Well, this Moorhead lead could be more than what it is, as it stands 4-0 right now. Looking ahead at the Spuds' schedule, they will have some tougher opponents up ahead, as their next game will be against Bemidji at home on Monday. Bemidji is currently unbeaten this year as they defeated this St. Cloud Tech Tigers team, and then Moorhead will proceed to face Alexandria and Brainerd, two more unbeaten squads in the Minnesota State High School League. Will be a Moorhead throw-in now. Will be Olivia Watson with it. That'll be played off, ruled a handball, and Watson will quickly set it down and give off to Maria Zanatti, and Zanatti's shot in towards the net off of goaltender Abby Wright, and we will have a Spud Boosters corner kick.
Moorhead seems to be putting very good pressure on this Tech Tiger defense. A little over 5 minutes into the half here. Almost seems like the Tech Tigers are on their heels.
Tigers have been on their heels most of the game as Moorhead's consistently had the ball in their half of the field, but they've made some nice defensive plays as they line up the Spud Boosters corner kick here. And Zanatti will lob it into the box. That'll be kicked out by a Tiger defender. Zanatti watches it roll out of bounds. That'll be a Moorhead throw-in. That throw-in intercepted there by Sophie Lynn. Now it'll be Caden Sharp who gives back to Summer Carlson and now to Lila Stanley. Now Caden Sharp over to Chloe Strom. And Strom past the middle of the field to Olivia Watson. Watson makes a move to get by a defender. She will track it down on the edge of the box. Now it will be deflected off of the Tigers' Faith Miller and be another Spud Boosters corner kick. Zanatti just taps it into Watson, and now back to Maria Zanatti. Zanatti crossed it to the middle of the field, but taken away there. Sent up to the middle of the field. And now it'll be Malin Merrick along the near sideline. She looks for Mackenzie Oaksa, and her shot will be wide and it will roll out of bounds for a Moorhead goal kick.
Moorhead's defensive play continues to be solid, as evidenced there by great play by Moorhead's defenseman Summer Carlson. Just coming back on that rush by St. Cloud Tech's Mackenzie Oaksa to defend it and just not even give up a shot on net.
That ball will be fired in by Chloe Keller and picked up by Emily Sukup and thrown out. Now Allie Peters will take it along the far sideline for the Spuds. She has it taken away there by Molly Bergstrand. That'll be Sophie Lynn. Passes up to Mackenzie Oaksup, and now it'll be Moorhead's Maria Zanotti. Zanotti's pass will go all the way back to goaltender Abby Wright, and she'll send it right back out to Zanotti. Deflects off of her. Faith Miller gets it upfield off of Summer Carlson, and now will be settled down by Malin Merrick. Merrick's pass to Miller, right back to Merrick. Now a couple of Spud defenders back there. It was Carlson and Stanley, and now played up to Sydney Tweeton. But Chloe Keller is there. And she will push down Chloe Strom. And it'll be a Moorhead free kick. As the rain continues to come down here at Jim Goda Stadium. That'll be Olivia Watson outside the box. She tries to pass to her teammate Sydney Tweeton. That'll be intercepted, and now out to Allie Peters. Peters gives back to Olivia Watson. Now Watson trying to make it through a couple defenders, but Chloe Keller is there for the Tigers. And she'll knock it out of bounds and be a throw-in for Kate Casabut and the Moorhead Spuds. That'll be Watson who plays back to Tweeton. That'll be Caden Sharp over to Chloe Strom. Strom's shot will be just wide. That will be a goal kick now for the St. Cloud Tech Tigers.
Great play by Moorhead there to get into some scoring position. This shot just didn't happen to go their way, but they've been getting some pretty good chances all night.
That'll be Maria Zanotti now, just outside the box on the near sideline for the Moorhead bench. And Chloe Strom will get it over to Caden Sharp. Sharp passes to Kate Casabud. Back to Sharp now. She tries to go by Tech's Chloe Keller, now out to Chloe Strom. That'll be Sydney Tweeton. And that ball will be deflected off of Caden Sharp again. And Maria Zanotti will tap it back to Chloe Strom and get it right back. Zanotti lines up the shot, and that'll be deflected off of Tech's Jana Benson. That'll be into the top corner of the net for Olivia Watson. That ball deflected off of Jana Benson, and Watson's shot into the top corner, and that'll extend your Spud lead to 5-0.
As you just saw, Moorhead's offensive ability, both with their playmaking, their shooting, and their passing, all just coming together to extend this Spud lead to 5-0.
Yeah, they had the ball down in that end for some time there, and it was almost as if it was only just a matter of time before they got one in the back of the net, and Watson was there to do it. She gets her second goal of the game now. And as we have talked about it a lot tonight, we mentioned it in the preview, it's been all Zanotti and Watson doing most of the scoring for the Spuds this year, and they have all 5 tonight combined. Zanotti with 3 and Watson with 2. And they're just a couple of impressive players up front for the Moorhead Spuds, as they currently atop the state leaderboard for goals and assists. I told you on Tuesday during the boys game, if you haven't got a chance to see this girls team play yet, you don't want to miss them, and they're proving me right tonight, as you see out there on the field. Just a talented team, and they score in bunches, and they can defend. They do it all on the field, and they're proving why tonight as they hold on to a 5-0 lead here in the second half. Now it'll be Sydney Tweeton there. She'll be taken down, and Moorhead will line up the free kick. Zanotti there to line up the free kick. She'll fire it into the box, and that'll be deflected out of bounds. And Moorhead will take the Spud Boosters corner kick. So Zanotti will line up the corner kick for the Spuds. And she will cross it into the box off the head of Olivia Watson, and that will be over the crossbar for a St. Cloud Tech Tiger goal kick.
Pretty good chance there for Moorhead as the corner kick came in, and Olivia Watson attempts to put it through the net, just goes a little bit high.
It's the second time they've had that tonight where Zanotti crossed it in off the corner kick and off of Watson's head, but the first time off the crossbar and this time over the crossbar. And we have some substitutions back on for Moorhead. Number 19, Ella Rice. Number 2, Haley Stordahl. And number 18, Haley Clem back in for the Spuds. As Watson's pass looking for Casabut inside the box there. And she'll be ruled offsides. It was either going to be a goal kick or a free kick. It's just a matter of a couple feet here for the Tigers, and they'll take the extra couple feet, and goaltender Abby Wright will line it up and boot it out to her teammate, but now it'll be Olivia Watson with it for the Spuds. Watson has it taken away, and now it's played up to Molly Bergstrand. Back to the middle of the field for Grace Davidson. Davidson gives over to Sofia Villalobos. And her pass looking for Mackenzie Oaksa. Too strong. Summer Carlson plays back to Emily Sukup. She'll give off to Lila Stanley, and now Ella Rice will tap it ahead to Maria Zanotti. Zanotti trying to split the defenders, get her pass through to Watson, but it'll be taken away there. Played in front of the Moorhead bench, but ruled out of bounds for a Spud throw-in. Anytime it seems as though St. Cloud Tech might have an answer and have a chance, the Spud defenders and Emily Sukup are right there to make the play. They keep their shutout going here. That shot will be over the top of the net and be another goal kick for the St. Cloud Tech Tigers. Moorhead yet to allow a goal this year, and I can't imagine they'd like to now. It's got to be a sense of pride for them and their defense. Not only the defense, but the midfielders coming back to play defense as well. Moorhead just an all-around good team so far this year, as they're scoring, playing defense, and their passing and possession is on the money so far as they hold on to a 5-0 lead as we play almost to the midpoint in the second half here on a rainy day at Jim Goda Stadium.
Yeah, as you said, Moorhead's got a great team this year. They got great chemistry. They got the two top leading goal scorers in the state, and Maria Zanotti and Olivia Watson, and they got great defense and a goaltender, Emily Sukup. Couldn't ask for much more.
So far this season, yet to really be tested, but I feel as though their upcoming schedule will do just that. As I had mentioned, they take on Bemidji on Monday at home. Bemidji is unbeaten. And then they play Alexandria and Brainerd. We will have that game for you on Monday right here on Spuds TV, as it appears if the Spuds will stay unbeaten, and we will have two very good squads for you there Monday night at Jim Goda Stadium on Spuds TV for girls soccer action. Now Olivia Watson in behind the defense, and she will have it taken away there by sliding goaltender Abby Wright. So another nice play from her. She comes out of the net to make the save. She had to do that on multiple occasions tonight. We had girls tennis for you yesterday on Spuds TV, as unfortunately the Spuds fell to a good St. Cloud Tech team 4-3 in that one, but it was an exciting tennis match if you had the chance to tune into that one. And if you've noticed the scheduling, it's kind of all the sports teams play one team on kind of the same days. It was that way on Tuesday when the boys soccer team took on Wilmer right here on Spuds TV. They picked up the victory, as well as the girls soccer team against Wilmer. And then last night, the boys getting the win over Tech in St. Cloud 3-2. And the girls tennis team facing off against them on Spuds TV. And now here today we have girls soccer for you. On a Friday night at Moorhead High School as we wrap up the first week of school for the students here at Moorhead High School. As they took part in the hybrid model, going to school for a couple days and staying at home a couple days. But we are here on a Friday night playing soccer, opposed to the usual Friday night lights of football, but we're glad to be here on Spuds TV with you to bring you this girls soccer match as your Spuds lead 5-0 with 22 minutes to play here in the second half. That ball will be tapped out of bounds for a Moorhead Spud throw-in. Now sent into the box and taken by goaltender Abby Wright. Mentioned it before, but Wright, despite giving up the 5 goals, playing a fairly nice game in net for the Tigers. Making some nice saves and maybe lucky to not have it more than 5-0 right now. She's played a nice game in net. That's Casabut along the far sideline. She'll play it back to Olivia Watson. Watson's left-footed shot in towards the right, and she's there to make the save again.
As you mentioned, Watson's had a pretty solid game, making the saves she needs to for the Tech Tigers here.
That'll be Ellie Feeney. Plays it in the air. And that's Grace Miller. Her sister Faith also on the team. She wears the number 2 for the Tigers. As I mentioned in the first half, they also have a set of twins. That's the Myers, Megan and Taylor. That ball will be played to the middle of the field for Summer Carlson. And now Ellie Feeney will kick it into the air, and she will get it back for the Spuds. She's defended there by Sofia Villalobos of the Tigers. We'll have some substitutions for the Spuds. Back on is number 5, Ella Watsky, as well as number 9, Haley Bedford, and number 17, Grace Bernstrom.
Number 17, Grace Bernstrom checks into the Spuds lineup.
Stanley kicks it upfield, but taken away there by Jana Benson. The rain appears to be lightening up maybe just a little bit out there. Still coming down at just a nice little sprinkle. On an overcast day here at Moorhead High School. Tech looking for an opportunity there to maybe get a scoring chance, but Mackenzie Oaks' pass will roll out of bounds.
Again, going back to those substitutions for Moorhead, much like the boys team, they have the depth, and just any players that need a break, they can feel like they can take the break, and they don't need to stay on the entire time.
Yeah, they certainly do have a ton of depth, like as you'd mentioned, the boys team as well. So we saw them on Tuesday use their depth in a win over Wilmer, and this girls team able to roll players off the bench and get some production out of them, and everyone stays well rested, and as Wright's there to make another save, she'll throw it out. But yeah, that's a important storyline for both of these Spud soccer teams this fall, both relying on depth. It's always a good thing to have in the game of soccer, definitely a conditioning sport.
Yeah, 80 minutes straight is a long time to play, so it's definitely beneficial to any team that's got enough depth so they can just play anyone they need to and feel confident doing it.
Ella Rice plays it up now to the other Ella Watsky. Now the Tigers will take possession in the middle of the field. There was one lone Tiger taking on 4 Spud defenders there, and I think the Spuds will take that matchup just about every time. Now that's Sofia Villalobos as she saves it along the near sideline down near the corner. She'll play it back to Grace Davidson, but that'll be booted out by the Spud defenders. And now that'll be Haley Stordahl there wearing the neon green cleats. And that will be taken away again by Davidson of the Tigers. Be sent down now to the far corner. And Summer Carlson will watch it roll out of bounds, and Emily Sukup will take the goal kick for the Spuds.
St. Cloud Tech was kind of probing the Moorhead defense there with some plays by Sofia Villalobos, and Grace Davidson as they managed to get around some Moorhead defenders.
That'll be Kate Casabud. She carries it up near midfield, now sends it upfield for Olivia Watson. Watson passes to Ella Watsky. That'll be the Tigers' Grace Schlater to track it down in the box, and she'll fight off Haley Bedford along the far corner there. And it'll be out of bounds for a Tiger throw-in. This second half moving right along as we approach the 16-minute mark. We're over halfway into this second half. Your Spuds leading 5-0, but been more of an evenly played second half as the Spuds took a 4-0 lead in halftime, but just 1 goal here in the second half. That was Olivia Watson who put it in the top corner of the net to bring the Spuds lead to 5. It's really a luxury for the Spuds to have when you have 2 leading goal scorers in the state up front. You can afford to keep your midfielders and defenders back a little more and prevent those scoring chances from the other team. That's played into the box. Watson looked for Ella Rice. A couple sliding defenders there for the Tigers, knocked it out of bounds, and it'll be a Spud Boosters corner kick.
Great defensive play by their St. Cloud. Great defensive play there by St. Cloud Tech's Jana Benson as she came sliding in and just managed to knock the ball out of the St. Cloud Tech goalie box.
That corner kick will be played back out now, and that'll be Haley Clem who gives off to Caden Sharp. Sharp's shot is deflected, and goaltender Abby Wright is right there. A bit of a wind coming out of the south as it comes across the field, so neither team with really an advantage, but just makes everyone a little bit colder today. Haley Bedford will save that from going out of bounds, and now it'll be Tiger ball. Given right back to the Spuds, and Grace Bernstrom gives off to Ella Rice, and she'll find Caden Sharp. Sharp plays it over to Haley Clem. Now be up to Haley Bedford, but that will be taken away. Sent upfield, but Emily Sukup will be there to pick it up just on the edge of the box there, and she'll quickly roll it out to Lila Stanley. Ella Rice's pass deflected there off of, that is Jana Benson. Summer Carlson takes it in for the Spuds, and she gives back to Ella Rice. And now it'll be up to Haley Stordahl. Now Olivia Watson. Watson's pass for Ella Watsky. She will chip it over the goaltender and into the net. What a shot by Ella Watsky there.
Moorhead's abilities on full display with that great play by Summer Carlson and the tic-tac-toe between Stordahl, Rice, and again Carlson before chipping it up to Watson, and Watsky will just hammer it home.
Yeah, Watsky with a well-placed shot there over the top of the head of the goaltender and into that back corner of the net. She didn't have much space to work with there. I kind of thought she'd have to cross it or maybe pass it, but she opted for the shot and paid off as Moorhead extends their lead now to 6-0 on the Bell Bank scoreboard. We have a Tiger shaken up on the play. She'll be walked off the field. As the fans and opposing players applaud. That was Ella Watsky on the goal. The third different goal scorer today for the Spuds, of course. Watson and Zanotti getting the first 5 combined for the Spuds, and then Watsky there with Watson picking up another assist, her third of the day, as she has assisted on 2 of Zanotti's goals and now 1 of Ella Watsky's to bring your Moorhead lead to 6-0 on the Bell Bank scoreboard as we approach the 12-minute mark here in the second half.
Moorhead Spud goal, scored by number 5, Ella Watsky.
That shot right at the chest of Emily Sukup, then off the foot of Mackenzie Oksa.
Goal, 28 minutes, 13 seconds of the second half.
But Sukup there to make the save as she looked it in. The Spuds looking to roll again to another convincing victory. They lead 6-0 here with the time ticking down. So they have now outscored opponents 53-0 so far this year. Again, Watson and Zanotti now with 44 of the 53 goals for the Spuds. And that'll be St. Cloud Tech's Molly Bergstrand. Now played over to Grace Davidson. Davidson will send it back to Grace Miller, and she'll find her teammate Malin Merrick along the near sideline. Now Summer Carlson will take it in for the Spuds. That will be Bernstrom and Ella Rice doing a little give and go play there, now sent over to Haley Stordahl. Stordahl finds Haley Bedford, and she'll play it back to Haley Clem. Now to Carlson and all the way back to Emily Sukup. See Moorhead do that quite often. Their defenders tap it back to Sukup, keep her involved in the game.
It's nice to be able to do that too. You almost have a third defender, third option there, just in case you ever get in a little bit of trouble there with pressure coming at you. You know you can just rely on your goaltender to be there.
Yeah, for sure. Has now a couple substitutions on for the Spuds. It'll be Sydney Tweeton, Ellie Feeney, Allie Peters, and Chloe Strom back into the game for the Spuds. But yeah, like you were saying, it's nice to have that goaltender back there be sure-footed as Lila Stanley and Summer Carlson lock down the middle of the field there in the defense for the Spuds, but Sukup there right behind them to take anything if they're being pressured. So Watson's pass that she finds Ellie Feeney now. She'll give up to recent goal scorer Ella Watsky, who gives it right back to Feeney. Feeney's pass deflected onto Chloe Strom. Her shot is blocked there by St. Cloud Tech's Jana Benson. Really played out to Grace Bernstrom. I'll be Sydney Tweeden in between a couple of Tech defenders. She'll slide it over to Ella Watsky, who finds Olivia Watson, and her shot will be off the hands, off the legs, and then fell on by goaltender Abby Wright. Another nice save made by her.
Watson looking for that third goal of the night. Just staying hungry and trying to match Zanotti.
I gotta imagine it's fun for those two to see what each other is both doing as I've mentioned, 1 and 2 in the state in goals, and it's gonna be fun to play with someone up front there. As dynamic as those two are, it's gonna be tough to defend for the opposing teams. It's tough enough just to have one, but then when you add a second one on top, it becomes nearly impossible. Almost like a great wide receiver duo in football. You see it here in soccer, and you have a duo up front like that, they become very hard to defend. Of course, Watson committed to play soccer at North Dakota State University just across the river for the Bison. She's a senior and she'll graduate this year and head over there next fall. Back into the game now will be her counterpart Maria Zanotti, as well as Kate Casabud. Lila Stanley's pass is too strong. And Wright will pick it up in her box. And she will boot it away for the Tigers. Now it's Maria Zanotti with a touch pass over to Casabud. She looked for Zanotti again, but a couple of Tech Tigers there to prevent that scoring chance. That was Megan Bartlett there, as well as Grace Miller. Now they'll be sent out of bounds, and Ellie Feeney will take the throw in for the Spuds. Again, Abby Wright there to make the play. She adjusts her socks or shoe, what have you, and she sends it out to the middle of the field to Moorhead's Caden Sharp. Now it's Sophie Lynn for the Tigers. That'll be played off the head of Lila Stanley and over to Malin Merrick. Now Maria Zanotti for the Spuds. She was looking for Kate Casabud, but deflects off the feet there of Jana Benson. That'll be Chloe Strom. Benson knocks it out of bounds there, and the Spuds will take a throw in. And Strom will find a wide open Grace Bernstrom. She'll pass it over to Kate Casabud, and she'll give it over to Caden Sharp. Sharp lines up the shot, and that'll be over the top of the net. A good attempt there from Caden Sharp, but it'll be over the top of the net and be a goal kick for the Tigers.
Once again, you can see Moorhead's playmaking ability coming into a factor here as they lead 6-0 and almost 7-0 on the shot that just missed by Caden Sharp.
Into the game for the Tigers, number 4, Annabelle Walk. We mentioned the Spuds defense playing well this year, and certainly don't want to take any credit away from them, but sometimes the best defense is a good offense, and the Spuds are constantly on the attack. It's tough for the other teams to come back from that. And when they finally do get it across midfield into Spuds territory, the Spud defenders seem to always be there, make the play. So we approach 5 minutes to play here in this soccer match. Here's Spuds with that 6-0 lead on the Bell Bank scoreboard. We go into the weekend after a busy week here on Spuds TV. Zanotti's shot off her left foot will be deflected out of bounds by Abby Wright, and that will be another Spud Boosters corner kick.
Great save there by Abby Wright to keep this game at 6-0. She's been having to stand on her toes and stand on her head for this Tech team the entire game, and she's been up to the task.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the scoreboard and you see 6 goals, and probably wouldn't know it, but she's played nice game in there, making plenty of saves for the Tigers. As I was saying, a busy week here on Spuds TV. We brought you boys soccer on Tuesday against Wilmer. Then on Thursday we had an exciting tennis match against these Tigers from St. Cloud. And we wrapped it up with tonight's soccer match between Tigers and Spuds. And we'll be back at it again starting up on Monday, as we'll have girls soccer again for you right here on Spuds TV from Gym Go to Stadium, as your unbeaten Spuds take on the currently unbeaten Bemidji Lumberjacks. I'm excited for that one, as I'm sure many of the players are, to have a unbeaten team coming here on our home turf. Always like to play those tough games at home. Zanatti will chip it ahead to Kate Casabud. And she will work past the defender there, and her left-footed shot will be just wide.
Again, Moorhead there using utilizing the same offensive strategy there as you saw on Tuesday with the boys soccer. They'll just pass ahead and use that speed along the edges and get pretty good shots and chances on goal.
The boys and the girls team both do a lot of that, where they try and get it to their forwards out in behind the defense there, and they try and slip the pass between the defenders and get their speedy forwards in behind. And it worked there for Moorhead, but the shot was just too far wide, as goaltender Abby Wright had most of the net covered up there on a tough angle for Kate Casabud. It was out of bounds for a Tiger goal kick. It appears the rain has subsided here as the fans put away their umbrellas. Still a chilly, overcast evening, though. That's Moorhead's Allie Peters. Now Maria Zanatti.
2 minutes remaining in the second half of play.
As they announce on the public address speaker, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Your Spuds will improve to a record of 5-0. And the Tech Tigers will fall to 0-3 in that one tie against Alexandria. St. Cloud Tech's next game will be in Brainerd against the Warriors. The Warriors also having a good season. They are currently unbeaten, with a record of 4-0. So it'll be another tough test there for the Tigers of St. Cloud Tech, as they've had a tough schedule to start here, with Bemidji and Alexandria, both solid teams who haven't been bested yet this year, and then playing this Moorhead team today, and then they move on to play Brainerd, a string of unbeaten teams. As the clock dwindles down under a minute now. As Emily Sukup gets it out, looking for Grace Bernstrom, and she'll just let it roll out of bounds for a Tiger throw-in. St. Cloud Tech maybe hoping to get one last chance here and get on the board before they make the trip back home to St. Cloud on this Friday evening. It's Ellie Feeney into the middle of the field for Chloe Strom. She looks for Kate Casabud, but that's Abby Wright coming out of the net there. As the clock winds down, and that will be your match. So the Spuds take this one by a score of 6-0. Maria Zanatti with 3 goals. Olivia Watson with 2 of her own, and Ella Watsky tacking on that last one. Your Spuds improved to an unbeaten 4-0 record. Thank you for joining us tonight on Spuds TV. We'll be back here again on Monday for that game against Bemidji. For Carter Castoris and all of us here at Spuds TV, this is Riley